Welcome everyone. So nice to have you all from different frequencies and dimensions, all of you wonderful entities. So good to see you here. It's not a coincidence that you're here. So let's get started and let's dive deep into this collective reading. So I'm going to be using tarot cards, auto reading and writing. The download that I received was via auto writing. And first of all, I want to say that your spiritual energy is rising. Whosoever I'm doing this channeling for, your spiritual energy is rising. You are rising. And your recognition power is increasing. Recognition is not only a stage in the Twinflame ascension journey. I call it the ascension journey because ascension journey is same for everyone. The stages and the cycles, it's the same for everyone. Whether you're a starseed, a light worker or twin flame, everyone has to go through them. And for some people, it is not linear, which means it is non-linear, okay? For some, it is linear. It goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But for some, it's not. And I think in today's time and age, it should be non-linear because there are so many things that someone has to work. Anybody who's on inner work journey has to do so many things. There is programming, there is your source connection, integration. Then you have to worry about materialism around you. You have to work, you have to get a job. And I'm not putting anything on pedestal, but I'm just saying that so many things are important and it's the changing time. It's the age of ascension. We are already into ascending Dwapar Yuga. We are out of the dark ages, but this is a very crucial time. These 100 years, the 100 years that have gone by, 1900 to 2000, these determine a lot, everything, technology and so many other things, women power, it all started increasing after that. And now from 2000 to 2100 is another crucial time. So you are rising in a way that the other person who I can sense the energy, the intense energy around you that has tried to captivate you, tried to distract you, tried to allure you, tried to seduce you, it sounded like try, but it's tried. That other person cannot hide their true face from you. Okay? This is who you are, a giver, a caretaker, a protector. None of these channelings, collective readings I do is for flattery because I also talk about the flaws. I also talk about the things that we all need to work on as a collective as well as individually. Of course, for individual therapy and working on yourself, you guys can check out the description box because we all need to individually work on ourselves. We need to give time to ourselves, and only when you feel you are in the stage of surrender, only when you feel that you're ready to face your flaws, when you're not going to freak out looking at your flaws or the areas that you need to work on, when you're actually very curious about, okay, this is what I need to work on, or all right, that's something I need to work on, and it makes sense to you, like, okay, fine, I've been behaving like this because of this pattern. I've been behaving in those areas in certain typical ways because I have some patterns, because patterns are everywhere. Patterns are in your relationship, patterns are in your career, the way you make money, the way you make friends, the way you feel content. We are here to decode the patterns, and we are also here to break the loops that we're all stuck in. So I'm being shown that not only this person could be from your past, but this person has hovered around you for a while. Even if they've done the runner-chaser dynamic, but they have been around for a while. I'm actually seeing minimum 3 years, or say 2.5 years. That's the minimum. And maximum can be anything. And I'm channeling a romantic attraction, a romantic connection, or a romantic attraction. So there is some romance. Of course, there is some romance. And in some cases, it's a full-fledged, full-on relationship. So in some cases it has been like, okay, you like this person but you don't know this person. This person acts very mysterious. They sometimes tell you they like you. They call you at odd hours, or they like to take a lot from you. You are only like giving to this person. They never take responsibility. All those things are being shown to me right now. about this person. So I am definitely channeling a romantic or attraction based dynamic here, but when you listen to this channeling, this collective reading, maybe you listen to it more than once, twice, thrice, you will realize that the things that are being told here can also be applied on connections where materialistic things are everything for some people around you. Materialistic things are their God, their only God, and they think that social status is connected to it, lifestyle is connected to it. Even when they worship God, it's actually they are worshipping for money. And despite these people, some of them acting godly, they act like they're godly, they're simple, they're very devoted. They could be dedicated, they could be disciplined, they could be ritualistic, but they're not as devoted as they appear to be. So now coming to this connection, the title that you read, the title was given to me first, so I have put it exactly how it was given to me. This title is giving out the crux, but I'm going to channel the whole thing. I'm going to relay the whole message to all those people who have subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much. You can also join the channel and enjoy the perks that are given over there. If you are from India, then you can contribute to this channeling, this collective reading via this code that's given over there. Otherwise, from any other country, if you're from any other country, you can use the PayPal link. You can also support my content every month by becoming my Patreon. These romantic connections have the base of lust, and they also teach a lot to us, the people who have all of this lust. First of all, why have we attracted them? There has to be a reason. There has to be like a very good reason, isn't it? We have attracted them because they teach us or they show us with the way they are so full of lust that lust is also a habit. Lust is also a pattern, and there are so many people who cannot get rid of lust, even though they pretend to do so many things on surface level to get rid of this habit. Now, because the people use godly language, because the people use talks about God, this also means that they are also in some kind of inner work, or they pretend to be in inner work, or they could be talking to you about spirituality. Maybe you met this person in a yoga class, or maybe you met this person while you were rescuing an animal. Maybe you met this person in some situation where you looked at them and you felt that, oh, this person is so nice and this person is doing inner work. They could be the right person. But we can never say at what level their inner work is. They could have just started out, or they could be just hanging around because they see that some good people are hanging around in these places. Those who go within. So the person I'm channeling is the one who goes within themselves. All of those people that I'm talking about. You are also able to connect with the reservoir of love and intimacy, which is why gradually a lot of people who are in the inner work journey, and some of you can relate with it, maybe at one time you were also going for a lot of parties. This is not a judgment, but some of you could have been in the hookup culture, or you did not know. You were so young, you were a child, an unattended child, or a teen, or maybe in early 20s you were looking for love, and you felt that, these are the places where you can get love. Maybe you get love on a dating site, maybe you get love in the club or in the bar, whatever. You were also trying, okay? You may have also made those mistakes. So when you looked at those people, some other people who are not really making the mistake, they're actually doing it. It's not a mistake for them. They're not feeling guilty about it. It's not like they regret it. They actually enjoy it. You can look for love now. I say this again and again, so that there's no confusion that I'm actually doing these readings for those who are working on themselves in whatever way. They could be in matrix reality, they could be doing it via a job, they could be doing it by serving others, they could be literally be a part of many practices. It doesn't matter. You can actually ascend in matrix reality also, but that urge is inside of you to connect with God. You love God, you believe in God. Somehow everything works out for you eventually because you believe in the superpower. You believe in the supreme. So there is obviously some invisible connection that takes care of you, which is why you can look for love within. You can try. You know that from the outside reality, externally, yes, people are looking for love, but deep inside you never get trapped into those things. You could have gone for some parties recently also, maybe a year back, year and a half back, and they were trying to give you some kind of bait, or they were trying to seduce you, somebody, but you knew that you're not into it. You just knew it. You were just there. Maybe it was like a test, or maybe it was not even a test. You were just there to see what's happening, a social gathering. It was just a social gathering for you. Maybe it was a protest. You could have met this person at a protest. Some good things happening. So crowd is there. Crowd collects in lots of places. A lot of narcissistic people are also spiritual. We all know this already. If you can go within, and if you can look for love within, gradually you don't want to associate with people who have low vibration or lustful energy. If you obviously have a gold stone, why would you want to keep a pebble? And I mean this symbolically. Lust is a habit. Love also is a habit. I can pick the energy of someone around you who talks a lot about God. They also talk about inner work, so of course it can confuse anyone. You maybe took a liking towards this person because of the same reason. They could have even said that they are heartbroken. They could have approached you with a problem. And a lot of people like you want to solve people's problems. You like godly people. Maybe you took a liking towards this person because you felt that they are so dedicated, or they could have just said it because they know that it sounds really cool to you. I mean, they wanted to trap you. I would use the word trap over here. I'm being shown that they could have said to you, let's meditate together. They could have said, let's do mission work together, some kind of project they spoke about. They showed you a very childlike energy. They could have said, let's go for a retreat. Let's go to church, temple, mosque, gurudwara, some place. Let's help some people. Let's do something in nature, like let's clean the river, let's grow some plants, let's rescue animals, let's do social service, let's study religion together, let's get into therapy together. Some people do that. A lot of couples do that. And it sounds really cool. It sounds like they really care for you. They want to be with you. Let's heal together from our problems. And they said it with so much conviction that it actually sounded real. Whosoever this person is around you, they usually project a lot of confidence. It may look like real confidence, but it's not real confidence. It's a programming based, very materialistic kind of confidence. It's like how good actors act. When a good actor is acting, they look like the character. They talk like the character. Sometimes they change the accent to be like the character. They'll change their clothes. It really doesn't matter, who they are in reality, but they can really melt into that character. And they make the people who are watching them actually believe them. Make them feel like, yeah, it's real. And that's the confidence you are drawn to. Like that confidence. It's not about the person as much as it's about the confidence. You were attracted to that conviction. But obviously you need to learn the lesson. You need to learn that sometimes people are just acting in real life. So this person, whosoever it is, they made you believe, and they make people in general believe how dedicated, disciplined, how devoted they are towards their path of inner work and ascension. So, because you are really steadfast, like you're totally into it, you're totally into inner work. And as I said, you could be in the matrix, but it's very clear when anyone would talk to you, any intelligent person, intelligent from that perspective that this person is coming from. Not the higher level of intelligence, they don't have that, okay? But they have that material kind of, they look at you and they know that you are this type of a person. Now let me add that at one point in time, certain things were very appealing. They looked appealing to you, but not anymore. Your tolerance towards or to bullshit and nonsense is actually very less now. And it could go to zero also. And also you've realized that reacting towards bullshit and nonsense is also giving it energy and power which you don't want to give. Some of you also realize very deeply that whatever mistakes you made when you were growing up or when you were in early 20s, maybe some of you even at a younger age, whatever mistakes you made happened because no one really looked after you selflessly. No one really cared for you. No one protected you. They did not give you the right environment that was needed. And today when you look at kids who are lost, or you look at other people, or you look at the planet, you have become selfless because of this. You have a heart towards those children. You feel for the pain of destitutes. You look at orphans and you feel bad. You look at underprivileged children and you feel bad because you feel some kind of resonance. You feel you match in some ways, even though you may not have looked like one, but you know that you were raised in an environment which was not healthy for you, which was toxic, and due to the same toxicity which you were raised in, you chose toxic people, you chose toxic friends and relationships, partners or jobs or whatever, and you no longer want to be guilty about it, you no longer want to feel bad about it. It's very important that your sacral chakra is healed, and I keep talking about chakra alignment therapy also. I have spoken about it. But I think one of the most important thing to understand in aligning, getting aligned with your chakras, the chakras are always aligned, but getting yourself into the same line, with the chakras so that you can get the energy, you can become a much fuller being, is also understanding that your sacral chakra has a big role to play. Because sacral chakra is about being established in your own being. And at that age or at that time, or maybe it was not that long back, maybe a decade back or 5 years back also, you were making those mistakes. So you no longer want to feel bad about it, but at the same time you understand that you were innocent. You were not playing games with people. You were not fooling people. You were not tricking anyone. You were not doing any drama. You were real. With those mistakes also you were real, and that's why you're God's child. That's why God is looking after you. Even at that time when no human was properly looking at you, there were spirit guides who were looking after you. And in some cases you probably had a master, you had a teacher, you had somebody, a very high vibrational person was there. Like they were probably not 100% there, maybe they were not directly your parent, they were not your direct caretakers, but they were around. So you knew that there is some good person around whom you can talk to, who will always protect you. But you were also in that zone because you had to learn, so that later on when you grow, when you vibrationally grow, you actually help planet Earth. That is the whole idea. That's why a lot of people chose to become volunteers on this planet, specifically at this time during Age of Ascension. Not only it's Age of Ascension, but the timing is so important. As I said, the last 100 years and the current 100 years, 2100 till 2100 is so important. After that there will be new generation, there will be more people, and lifespan will also increase. People will live much longer now, and we are already seeing it happening. There are so many people now, they're getting into surgeries. Of course there are naturally beautiful people, there will be naturally beautiful people also. There will be a certain group of people who will attain these gifts naturally. So I'm also being shown that if you had siblings and you have noticed that your siblings are either doing better than you, they have attracted better partners, they were not into that many relationships as you were. So you have given it a thought as to why you were different than others, or why you were raised differently, why you did not get the same kind of attention or affection or love. It's not that you were not given love, but you feel that something was amiss. As much as you are a genuine mystery for some people, the other person is trying to be mysterious because they have got a lot of things to hide. We also see mirroring happening in polarity. Why? Because through polarity, we get to find out what is genuine, what is the truth. You could have also been a mystery for the people who raised you, like they really did not know how to raise you. But I think that did cause a kind of barrier in the way you were raised and in the way other siblings were raised. If you were all alone, like a only child, then Then two, maybe, there were things that you faced, you could never understand and they could never understand about you. The choices of your life depends on the energy that you have been surrounded with. Yes. I don't know how many of you picked on to this statement, how many of you took it in, but the choices of our life, whatever choices we make, also depends hugely on the people, the situations, the things that we are chronically mostly surrounded with. And that's why they say that if you need to change a habit, if you want to change something, you have to change everything. You cannot be into one thing and say that you don't like the other thing. You can't say that you like going on ship, you like to go on cruises, but without water. So if you're going in the cruise, you're going in the ship, or you're just going in a yacht, you gotta be in water. You cannot separate the water from the ship. Similarly, these habits cannot be separated from one another. These conditions, and I keep saying this, I think in my previous channelings also I've spoken about it, that some people, they get into inner work, they're working on themselves, they're very good on one day, and their energy changes. After therapy, their energy changes, but then they go back to the same environment. Some of the people go to the retreats, or they go away somewhere, they're traveling, they're backpacking, and they have such beautiful, amazing energy. They're connecting with people globally, but when they come back to their old previous environment, they they dive deep into that same energy, and everything becomes the same. And they cannot understand, why am I not able to shift? And sometimes they're not able to shift because they're also attached with those energies. They cannot get rid of those energies. They feel very bad, or they feel very guilty. If they don't feel guilty, then there's a world outside of them. Somebody will remind them of what you're doing, why you're doing this, it's not good. At the bottom of the pyramid, as you go upwards, then you don't meet such people. Those people are only in the bottom. Because of this situation that you were in earlier, you could not differentiate between genuine connections and those people who were seeing you just like an object. You were not able to attract genuine connections. You were not able to understand what is a genuine connection, because you always thought that those who are not genuine, those who see you as a time pass, those who treat you as an option, of course those people cannot see you fully as well. That's why they see you as an option. With their limited scope of understanding and low frequency energy, they are real life actors. They cannot see you, and they are making a mistake as well. So this is what you attracted, thinking that this is what it's gonna be. But you can see the big difference between these two. So now, until now, these real life actors could fool you. But now, because you have been receiving ascension codes, because you have been sitting still, because you have been doing inner work, either you're sitting still or you're doing something that's really helping you out, you have either suffered a lot, you have suffered so much to understand that the only thing you want to do is work on yourself. That's your number one priority. You love yourself and you want to do what you love. So there are two things. One is you love yourself, and the other aspect is you love others. One is you do for yourself, and the other is you do for others. And these two things go together. They go hand in hand. Doing for yourself and doing for others. It's like the yin and yang. It has to be in balance. You do realize that you are a kind-hearted soul, a kind-hearted person, which is why all of this is happening to you. I mean, the bad things also happen to you because you need to learn who deserves your kindness, who should it be extended for. And you won't have bothered about people, you won't have bothered about people's pain, even if they're real life actors, even if they're faking the problems, even if they're faking talking about God. They don't love God. They don't want God. They don't care about God. They just pretend. They pretend. And they lie on people's faces. And you know it because you can see their actions. And action speaks louder than words. People who are real, they walk the talk. They don't pretend. They don't do drama. They don't create fake mystery. So you know that. You understand this. And you're also ABC. See, you're able to read the energy of people who talk a lot about God, as in, you know that they're talking about God, but actually they want boom shakalaka. That's all they want from you, you know. They want only that. And they also know how much work they need to put into a person. Like, it's crazy. If they would have done all of this hard work in something good, like if they would have put this energy into genuinely looking for God, they would have actually found God by now. They would have gotten all of the stuff that you are actually getting, because you're not faking anything. If you like someone, you're real, and you don't have to be guilty about it. You don't have to be guilty for liking someone. You don't have to be guilty if you want love. You are proud of it, and you're 100% sure that you deserve love, you deserve respect, and you deserve gratitude in a relationship. And all right, you were looking for a relationship. All right, you were looking for love. Someone does not have the leeway to use you just because you were looking for love. It's not a punishment that you're supposed to get. These lustful people around you, they actually make you feel like, oh, you were looking for love, you're gonna get punished, you know. And number 4 or D, with all of the inner work you've done, with all of the collection of the different experiences you have, you now know that no one can treat another person in such a lustful manner if they are ascended. Look at the cult leaders. I mean, you know, a lot of people won't know. A lot of people would go to them. A lot of people would become their disciples, but you will not. You know who is real and who is not. You know, a true leader, a true guru, a true master would never do those things that some of these cult leaders or these fake gurus do. The con men who call themselves God men, and they have millions of followers. Like, even after they've died, they have millions of followers. Why? Because people are just looking at God knows what. They cannot see. It's right in front of them. It's right in front of them. The life they lead, the things they make people do. It's really scary. It's really sad. But I personally know, I have friends also who follow some of these teachers, whosoever they were. I mean, I don't want to take any names. I'm not in the mood to take any names. You can have a personal conversation with me on this. But I get very shocked. In fact, to those people also, I don't give any reaction. When they tell me, oh, I follow that person and this person, I don't react. Because it is obvious, if they are spreading so much lust in the planet, if they are putting so much lust, distributing lust amongst their disciples who are poor thing, they're looking for peace, they're looking for love, they're looking for, a place where they can be themselves. And the person around you, either it's one person or it could have been a series of people, different relationships, but you kind of sense that energy. These people also talk very godly language. They probably have read some stuff, from the Vedas or from the Shastra. They have mugged up some stories. They have good stories to tell, and they can tell these stories to people like you, because you like stories about God and you like these beautiful things, you want to hear it. It makes you happy, but it also makes you sad when people are misusing it. And whether you like it or not, you are here on this planet to clean the garbage. You are here. God chose you to clean this clutter. God chose you to do all of this work, because you are the one who's gonna produce or create a cleaner, a fresher, a much better environment to so many people who are going to be coming into this planet very soon. Some of them are already here. Some of them are going to be a part of your cleanliness mission. Every country needs cleanliness. Every country has homeless people. Every country has drug problem. Every country has destitutes. Every country has all of these young people who are confused. They don't know where to go, what to do. Yeah, I mean, just by choosing the right people, we can make a big difference to our own energy and to the energy of planet Earth. So you have changed so much. If someone is claiming to be so spiritual, so dedicated, so devoted, they're not gonna act in certain ways. Okay, everything else you can forgive, but you're not able to forgive this lust part. I would say you're not able to accept it. Forgiveness, you still have forgiveness for those people, but you're not gonna accept it. Maybe some really bad habits also you cannot accept, like you don't like people drinking in your house, or you don't like to be into parties, you don't like people doing certain things in your energy zone, because your place is sacred to you. Your place is your own place really should be in a certain way. Maybe you don't like people coming into your room and messing around with the energy that you have, so on and so forth. These are just examples I'm giving. I mean, you guys are intelligent enough to understand. So in some cases, some people could be telling you that they're aspiring to be spiritual, they have no physical desires, they are giving up this and that, and they can convince others, they can convince anyone with that beautiful, flowery, buttery, very amazing language they speak, but not you. And again, you can recognize genuine and fake. There are people who are good, they could be in addictions. There are good people, genuine people, like you were doing some things that you now feel like, oh my god, that was not even me. You understand that. I'm talking about those who for sure will never change. That this is who they are. They are not real people. Even if you tell them, even if you coach them, even if you advise them, even if you guide them, even if you stand by them, it will just be a waste of your energy. And I think that's the only way you can actually shift your energy, by accepting that this is how they're going to be. And very important point is that you have changed so much. This came through auto writing, so I'm going to read it exactly how I got it. You have changed so much because you feel that those around you, some people around you, they are forgivable, and you can also forget what they did to you. Like, you don't want to think about those things. You feel that you were there just to learn a lesson, and you don't want to associate with anything else. In fact, those people have no power over you, but you don't want to entangle with them. You don't want to, even if you have to communicate with them, like there are some people you cannot avoid, you don't want to entangle with them on a mental or emotional level. Constantly people are lying, constantly cooking stories. They're struggling so hard to get those materialistic things and still have a face, a cover up, a mask that they don't want those things. It's just not for them. And never showing empathy towards you. Never listening to you. If you talk about anything, they will easily get distracted. They'll never ask you, like if you miss something, if you miss a conversation, if you skip something, they'll never ask you, so what was it that you were talking about, because they're never listening into you, while you listen to them every word. You are so intimate with people. They're not at all intimate with you, and intimacy has got nothing to do with physical stuff. Intimacy is all presence. It's all presence based. That's why the true masters, they're so intimate with people, they're so involved with people. The way they look at a person, the way they talk to a person, the way they understand people, they are so into people, and yet they are so detached. They're just like the lotus. So if you talk about good things, they'll find it boring, because they are just laying a trap for you, and once you're in the trap, then they're like, okay, that's it, my job is done. So if there's anything spiritual you want to talk about, anything interesting you want to talk about, anything that is real you want to talk about, they have really very little sense of even catching it. Like, we have antennas, so we can catch stuff. The satellites, how they have antennas. The radio frequency, how we catch it, how not we catch it, but the machine, the device catches it. I mean, we also catch it. We are telepathic. We also have our own invisible antennas. So they don't have that, and they cannot hold on to the profound stuff you talk about. Even one statement can be profound, one word can be profound, one message can be profound, because they are so stuck in the material world, and they want to stop you. They don't want you to grow. They want to pull you down. If you get money, you will do inner work or you'll help others, be it your family members, be it someone else. That's how you've been all your life. These are the two things you like. And inner work could be anything. It could be just going to a retreat, it could be getting into therapy, it could be buying a book, it could be watching something, a movie, it could be anything. But you would like to spend your time, energy, effort, resources either into inner work, something that raises you, that helps you, or you would like to do it for others, somebody, something you want to feel useful for someone. Someone's life should change because of you. So you do look after other people, but the person I'm talking about around you, you can check, you can do like a to-do list kind of check, tally check. You see that they never do anything for others. They usually just want from others, and if they do anything, then they use it to put other people down. They like to feel like superior. Oh, I did this for someone. They like to flaunt it, show it off. And pick onto this person's energy is that they have a very big ego. And if you say something amazing, like which is true to you, which is true about you, they're going to copy it and they're going to repeat it. They're going to copy it and they're going to repeat it and they're going to tell it to you. For example, you tell them that I don't talk to people just like that. I want to make our conversations productive. So next time when they talk to you, they're going to keep repeating that. They're copying you. They don't realize it. Like, are they stupid? They realize it, okay? But they're copying it and they're giving it back to you because they have such a huge ego. But you can sense it. I mean, there has to be a certain level of inner work that you have also done, certain level of things that you have gone through in your life. Some experiences have to lead to this direction where you can recognize such people very easily. The people who talk about God, who use godly language, but they don't mean it. They just use it to get into the of other people. So yeah, I will see you in the next one. You can get my book In the Name of Love, A Journey of Finding Your Ultimate Soulmate. You can also get the information that's in the description box that can help you to get into therapies or personal reading sessions with me. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.